It's the Chad Benson Show
on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Happy Wednesday. Hope all is well with you. I expected rain. I got none. I was lied to.
You lied. They lied to you, brother.
They did.
Chad.
All that technology, man. They lied.
Wait a minute. I thought it was Ken who told you to expect rain.
No, somebody else tells Ken that. He just relays the message.
I was going off the National Weather Service.
Yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to get rain. Today's 3% chance. Tomorrow's 93% chance.
Yeah, man. Looking like it could be 1 to 1.5 inches here in Nashville.
Oh, it's going to be wet and rainy.
Better get out there and get your eggs, bread, and milk.
Do it today before it's too late. Shelter in place, guys. And by that, we mean, I don't know. We're not expecting anything crazy tomorrow, right? Like, we're not expecting one of those kind of like, oh, the world's coming to an end.
Just going to be some rain.
Have a hazmat suit just in case.
Hazmat suit, huh? That seems a little bit much. What kind of rain is it? Remember when we were kids growing up? It was acid rain? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was going to kill us.
That was going to kill us all,
just like the
acid
new
rain.
ice age was. And now global warming will.
Now it's climate change. Because at that point, we don't care. We don't care which way it goes. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, we were going to get killed by nuclear war, the ice age, acid rain, and quicksand.
Oh, quicksand.
And of course, the all-purpose famine.
Oh, and
Worldwide famine.
Yeah, and killer bees.
Killer bees, that's right. Killer bees, by the way, I had to explain to my kid. Killer bees have been around since I was a kid. And we were waiting for them to kill back then. And we found out that any bee who stung that kid was probably killed that kid. So, alas, they were always killer. The quicksand to this day, we found out that's not real. So that was a big lie.
Boy,
Who came up with that?
It was always in movies.
It was.
You saw it like in a lot of Westerns.
Yeah. John Mulaney, I remember his comedy show, and he said, I just remember as a kid growing up thinking quicksand was going to be a lot bigger in my life. And then you come to find out it's basically not even real. Oh, God. Those were the good old days when you could
Hey,
fool
remember,
us.
the $6 million man survived it twice.
That's
He
right.
did. He did. Twice, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that. He fell into something twice that we can't find once. You guys just weren't looking in the right spot. You know where it was? The back lot.
It was the back lot.
Oh, God. So is Epstein still dead? Yes, he is, Chad. Okay.
I think so.
All right. So now it's, 30 days they have to get all this stuff out?
30 days.
I was reading, though, they put stuff in there that essentially says you can't do all of these things, claim this, if it's going to embarrass somebody. You can't redact, take things out. You can't do any of those things because this is about, the information, getting it out there. So they put all of these kind of protections in there. And I said, yeah, but at some point somebody's going to go, well, it's, you know what it is. It's utmost national security. I'm like, so I just want to go over this again. He didn't, according to Kash Patel, right, he and Pam Bondi have equated themselves very well. If I'm correct, he said he never, ever trafficked to anybody else, but there's national security implications. Was he bribing himself? Blackmail? I'll tell you what, I'm going to send a strong-worded email to myself. Oh, God. I just want it done with. Let's just move on and be done with it. Let the chips fall where they may. That's what this should be about. There you go. Now we got to worry about other things like the economy, which...
And acid rain.
And, of course, acid rain. I was never... because, they... And so for those of you guys you guys remember, it was, what was that show? In Search Of. Remember In Search Of?
Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah, man. He would scare every week was scaring the crap out of you.
Yeah.
It was the global ice age was coming. Then it was Nostradamus and his predictions. Oh.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, the Loch Ness Monster. I mean, you name it. He was the Mothman. Anything they could come up to scare you. Smog. It's going to steal your soul. The ozone layer was destroyed. Oh, God. Acid rain, though. I remember acid rain. To this day, I was like, what? So what exactly is it again? Like, are we going to go outside, we're going to get it, and we're going to burn? And none of that happened. Don't believe adults. That's what I tell my kids. We're lying to you. Acid rain, quicksand.
It's as easy to buy off a scientist as it is a politician.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the guy, that guy who was on that 60 Minutes thing, oh, not 60 Minutes, but that was predicting like the global famine and all of this stuff.
Robert Ehrlich.
Yeah, 60 Minutes had him on like a few months ago again. He has predicted everything he has predicted is wrong. Like, we're going to be in a global famine. There'll only be 800 million people left.
Since the 50s.
Since the 50s.
He's never gotten anything right.
No. If you see him putting, like, if he's betting, go the opposite, you're going to win. that guy is awful. And they still go to him as if he's an expert. I would rather listen to old Greta there.
He's an expert on being wrong.
He is. Because at least Greta's trying.
Yeah, but she lost all her credibility with me when she got that Buster Brown haircut.
She looks like He-Man.
She looks terrible.
Which, again, He-Man, it's like, so you're the strongest person in the universe? Yeah. And you went with that haircut, huh? Oh, God, that... I can't believe nobody was standing around old Greta there and said, hey, you know what, maybe no. You're not a bang person. Bangs are not you.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you say my bangs? No. This is the thing. This is called honesty, Greta. I'm going to do it. This is not a good look. You look like a page boy from the 1800s. Let's not do this. How dare you? So Trump's going to sign this. Maybe. He said he'd sign it. He never said when.
Is he going to have a B-52 flyover for it?
He would, right?
He'll sign it as soon as the dire wolves get to
The
White
dire
House.
wolves. I'm sorry, but the dire wolves ate our bill. We'll start all over again. Yesterday, the whole thing with NBS yesterday, I was telling Bell, so if you didn't hear earlier today I said, think about this. He called that one reporter, he said, quiet piggy to the one reporter.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, you know what, Bell, you know what's crazy? Who would have thought that that's how his day started? And you thought to yourself, oh, that's not even the worst thing he's going to say today. Because the whole thing with Khashoggi, a lot of people thought he wasn't a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff happens. I'm like, he was
Murdered and chopped up.
murdered and chopped up with a bone saw. That's not stuff happens.
No, that's a little more.
I watched, was it Mary Bruce from, she's easy on the eyes, from ABC News. She was doing a walk and talk on her phone. She goes, we asked him about this. And she goes, then he blamed the press. He blamed somebody else. She goes, he blamed me. I started laughing a bit. I was like, oh, God, it's just, yeah, quiet piggy was not a good thing. You know, that wasn't, I'm like, you know, that's, unless it was Miss Piggy. And I don't think it was, although I wouldn't be surprised with this administration if Miss Piggy was happening. Oh, by the way, you guys didn't know Miss Piggy happened to be on the airplane? me, Kirby. Oh, goodness me. So every day is chaos. That's it. I just want a day of normalcy. I said today on my national show, I'll talk a little bit about Epstein, but the rest of the day, we're talking about, you know, fun stuff. Because, you know, you got to talk about some of the big stuff, but there's just so much. It's the drinking from the fire hose, you know, and sometimes
you just want a glass of iced tea instead.
So exactly. Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I would just like a milkshake. I don't need anything. I don't want and the negativity is, you know, like I can get down on Trump. Like yesterday, I defended Trump, and I still do, and I didn't defend the way that he kind of came at the whole thing with NBS and the way that he acted. Like, some of these people didn't like him. Okay, but doing business with you know, they acted as if it's a big deal that, well, he's here and they're being nice to him. Every president, going all the way back, I think, to like Truman, has sold them weapons. By the way, post 9/11, Bush sold them all kinds of stuff. So let's not pretend like we don't. Sometimes we have to deal with people we don't like in the world. Get over it. Just get over it. We have to deal with awful people. Sometimes we pick the best of the worst option. We want some stability in the Middle East, They offer us an opportunity to be somewhat of a strategic partner. And yeah, MBS, the reason Khashoggi, he went after Khashoggi, and he did. Don't act like, oh, I didn't know that happened. We're sorry. We're working on our communication skills. We think we're getting better. No, he knew exactly what went down. But Trump ran cover for him. It is what it is. It's a horrible situation. What happened to that man was awful. It was brutal. It's the kind of thing of nightmares. But in the world of geopolitics, we have to deal with awful people. We do.
Wonder if his wife had any issues with it since she didn't get any alimony.
No, they were never married. He was going there to get the paper so they could go get married.
No. He was going there to finalize his divorce from his other wife.
No, his fiancée was the one who waited outside.
Right, but the reason he was there was to get the divorce finalized. So
well, that's what I thought too. But then the people that I had talked to, the people I've listened to, said no. Our buddy Ryan Grimm, who we listen to all the time, he said he went out to lunch with him the week before, and said he goes, "You sure you want to go to the consulate?" Because he'd already known, look, that they wanted him because this guy was beyond influential.
Did they know he was in Turkey, or were they aware of where he was?
He was going there for something, and they said, you can come by the consulate and get this. And then they spent, I think it was a 15-person hit squad over there. They injected him with something. Then they hacked him up with a bone saw.
Terrible way to go.
Terrible way to go. Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
I'm sure Turkey's President Erdogan had no idea about it.
Yeah, he totally did. Well, you know what? He probably did after the fact, and I'm sure he wasn't thrilled by it, because again, when people say, well, this guy just wasn't a journalist. He was arguably the most powerful voice in the Middle East, independent voice in the Middle East, and he went after MBS and the Prince hard because of the way he went after power. So MBS came to power, and instead, normally they all kind of share some power, all the other princes and whatnot. He just said, it's all mine. You guys shut up. And if not, you're in trouble. And he did that to a couple princes. I'll take your money away. I'll take everything away. And that's real. It's not like Prince Andrew kind of real, where it's like you got to live in your brother's, backyard. And he consolidated power and everything. And yeah, but the way that he was murdered was brutal. But Trump's like, some people say he wasn't a good guy. I'm like, who? The people that chopped him to bits and pieces?
Well, this is a country that with their capital punishment, they don't just stick you in an electric chair. They chop your head off out in public.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that's on their scale of extreme. It's probably not that extreme to them.
No, probably not. Well, the way it was done too, because it's in their, it's in their consulate or their embassy. It's just so. There's, again, it goes back with Trump to the fact that you said quiet piggy to somebody and you're like, that's not the worst thing he's going to say today. You're like, really? No, no, it's not. No, it's not. But alas, I defend him because you have to deal with some bad people sometimes. And, MBS is trying to, as they say, sports wash, whitewash the culture and the view that Americans and the West have to Saudi Arabia. And in truth, we're like, it's nice, it's pretty, it's neat. But nobody, we recognize it is what it is. You and I go over there, and as long as we don't do something stupid, it's great. If you do something stupid, don't do that. You'll get kicked out of there.
Yeah, don't try to smuggle alcohol in the country.
Yeah, and by the way, you can go drink. There's 1,000 places you can drink. They don't care. You go inside hotels, do all these things. Just don't do it in the streets. That's all they ask. Okay. And don't be a journalist they don't like. That's also something.
Yeah, don't say anything they don't like.
No. That was the big thing for all the comedians. They're like, no gay jokes, no jokes about the royal family, and pretty much everything else you can do, but just stay away from that stuff. And they're like, okay, here's your $1.2 million.
Don't insult our soccer team.
No. And Ronaldo. But to show you the power of soccer, Ronaldo lives with his girlfriend in Saudi Arabia, which is a sin, and it is not allowed, and they don't care. That's the power that guy has. All right, he was there yesterday, Ronaldo.
Well, apparently, the Prophet Muhammad's a big soccer fan, too.
He is. Oh, you said it out loud. That was.
Oh, boy, we're in trouble now.
We're in trouble now. You thought the space Mormons were coming for us. Woo! Coming up, White Woman Wednesday, One Hit Wonder Wednesdays. Awesome today. I don't know about you guys, but mine's awesome. I'm pumped about it. We got that, a bunch of other good stuff on the way. Why is America not happy? Americans, we're sad. Why are we sad? We'll talk about that as well. A bunch of other goodies on the way, and a great take on Civil War. Oh, so fantastic. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
By downloading the Super Talk 99.7 WTN app.
Prize Picks is awesome. Download the app today. Use my code, Chad. You can get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Let me tell you how you play a lineup. Simple and easy. Lineups are based you can play 4, 6, all the way up to 6, and you're choosing more or less based on players' projected stats. You think Josh Allen's going to have more than 260 yards passing. That's more or less. That's how you do it. You think maybe Steph Curry or LeBron James is going to have more than 25 and a half points. More or less, it's that simple. You could do football. You can go football, basketball, cross. It doesn't matter. You choose what you want to do because you know the sports, because you follow them. And getting your money is easy, too. In a snap, you can get your money. It's safe and secure. It's America's #1 fantasy sports app. And when you download the app today and use my code Chad, you get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. So let's get to it. A lot of good games coming up. Join Prize Picks. Download right now. Use my code Chad to get $50 instantly in lineups and play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-889-9789.
Nashville Public Schools has only 9 SROs for elementary schools, but that may change after last night's Metro Council vote. We'll tell you about that at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
We got Mega Matt on tomorrow, right? 2:30? 2? 2 o'clock? Is he going to be here? That'll be cool. We'll get Afton on, I'm sure, before all is said and done. This will be interesting.
Yeah, I've texted her a couple times, but
Well,
her text probably looked like Norman Reedus's during the height of The Walking Dead, where they're just flying by.
yeah.
Because I've been texting with her before, and all of a sudden she'll just vanish.
Matt said the same thing yesterday. He said, she finally got back to me, and I texted her like 5 days ago. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. So if you guys know her and you hear, out there, just tell her we're hoping to get her on the show. We'll text her again. Because I want to talk to everybody. We've not talked to Matt Van Apps, and you guys know me. Normally I don't have politicians on unless they're going to talk about, aliens. They're really the only thing that matters.
Well, Burchett is still yet to give us an alien, so.
Yeah, he has. He's not done what we want. But I want to, Van Apps will be interesting because we've, I want to find out, is he nervous? Because I'm looking, I'm on the TikTok with the kids, but I'm looking at a ton of different stuff. She's definitely made some headways in here. I still, in fairness, I still think he's going to win. But even yesterday, several of you in the latter part of the show we were talking about said he needs to pick it up a little bit. It's like one of those things where she's definitely made the most noise and she's out doing stuff. I mean, for better or worse, you don't have to like her, but she is out knocking on doors. And the one thing I'll say, most politicians, when you meet them, they are very, who did we have in? Who was the little guy, the bald guy that was running? The one that didn't want to talk about weed. I always forget.
Oh,
Bosa?
Gino?
Yeah.
Gino Bolso?
Yeah, Gino, yeah.
Or are you talking about John Rose?
No, both of them. But both of them were, Gino was he even said, that's what everybody tells me. I'm very, guarded. It's everything feels very vanilla and manufactured, The one thing about Afton is she's very much like what you kind of see is what you get. So, and I think that's a good thing. I've always said that the reason Mitt Romney didn't win is because he was as mighty white and as cardboard as it gets. You have to be able to relate to people, huh?
Total white bread.
Yeah. Because they did that documentary about Mitt afterwards, and it was like his son's best friend filmed this thing, and it was really interesting because everything that you saw behind the camera when it wasn't him interviewing and doing stuff, it was just them. You're like, where was that guy? Like, that guy was totally cool. As cool as you're going to get with Mitt Romney. Do y'all think Afton turned down Kamala's enforcement? Now, I saw her out there, Kamala, with the bullhorn. Did they not hang out?
Nope.
Well, apparently she did refuse to endorse her.
What for?
Well, I don't know if she refused. She just didn't. She just told Democrats to go out and vote.
Okay.
Kind of vanilla.
Yeah. That's so weird. Well, she probably didn't even know why she was here, Kamala.
Well, I think she was more concerned about book sales.
Okay. She's got a book? Is it a book? Yes. It's a choose your own adventure. And then Kamala got served.
Stick figure picture book.
I'm trying to always think about what's Trump's library going to be like. It's going to, you know what it's going to be?
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be a small room with his book underneath glass and a whole bunch of things, lights pointed at it. And that's it.
There's no way. It'll be a giant, giant building made of gold.
Gold. It is it.
And they'll sell copies of wallet-sized constitutions.
Oh, God. Oh, yes. And the Bible signed by him. Best wishes. Oh, I love this Bible book. It's fantastic. Croutons is my favorite of all the books. I like them all. What's your favorite verse? I like them all.
He's already said it was 2 Corinthians that was his favorite.
That's just so. I like them all.
2 Corinthians.
Coming up, it's Wednesday. We do One Hit Wonder Wednesday. I've got a good one. I think Bell's got an awesome one. He told me one he was thinking about going with, and I'm like, dude, you got to go with that one. And what about you, Ken?
Oh, I've got the best, boys. Late 70s.
Oh, baby. This is going to be awesome. We're going to do that straight ahead. It is the Chad Benson Show. It's Serpent 99.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. And right now, Nashville Public Schools has only 9 SROs for elementary schools. There's plenty in the middle schools and high schools, but only 9 for elementary schools. So not every elementary school has an SRO. Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac says that may change after Metro Council voted last night to allow Metro Police to apply for a state grant.
The resolution approved Tuesday night gives the department access to a state program that gives up to $75,000 per school. Now, that's enough to pay for a full-time SRO, something parents have been pleading for since the Covenant school shooting.
Private schools can apply for this grant, too. It's through the State Department of Education. The Justice Department's case against former FBI Director James Comey now under intense scrutiny by a federal judge in Virginia who's weighing Comey's request that the charges be dropped. At a hearing today, the prosecutor admitted she submitted a grand jury indictment that most members of the panel didn't even see. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
In a stunning admission in open court, acting U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan told the judge that the full grand jury never saw the 2-count indictment that charges James Comey with lying to Congress. Instead, she said the grand jurors saw a 3-count draft, which included one charge the panel voted to reject. Halligan said that document was revised and then signed by the foreperson. She said one other grand juror saw it. But her revelation that it wasn't seen by all 23 of them sparked happy murmurs among Comey's supporters in court.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Kids, talk to you about Busy Bee. Busy Bee's awesome, and they're doing some amazing things. So this November, as you guys know, it's Thanksgiving. You want to make sure everything's up and running and feeling good. And one of that, I mean, the pipes are clean and ready to roll. So when Uncle Harold comes over and he has to go do his business, things will get backed up. Right now, are you ready for this? Big savings, big gratitude. 93 are free mainline opening special, right? So you know it's working. So as long as you have a single family home and you got to clean out, 93 or free. Here's some other cool things. If you've got a great, recipe, you submit it to them. You could win $2,000 off a new HVAC install. Runners are going to get $1,000 off. So there's a great chance for that. Facebook Live on the 21st are going to announce that, and some other stuff that's going on. So this is really cool. So next Tuesday, kickoff coat drive, 3 to 6 p.m., 7-seaters, Butcher Block on Lebanon Square. And this is to help people, obviously, who are in need. All the coats collected in the parking lot are going to go to needy families in Mount Juliet. And then on Sunday, in the parking lot of Mount Juliet Chamber of Commerce, 2 to 4 p.m., great way to just deliver the coats and help people out. That's what Busy Bee's all about. Take advantage of the 93 or free mainline clearing. Call Busy Bee today, 775-7833, 775-7833, or visit them online at busybeehvac.com. I love this. Somebody said, you know what Trump's going to call his library? The Trump Mahal. I said, you never know with him. And this is the other thing. I said, wait till he announces to everybody he's putting himself on Mount Rushmore. You know he wants to. He's trying to get them to name the stadium, the new Commander Stadium, after him.
That'd be great.
You know he wants to. You know he wants all of that stuff. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be on all of the things. His dream, honestly, you know, everybody says, oh, he looks over and he admires those authorities. No, he doesn't admire the authoritarian way that they do things. Maybe a little bit. He admires the fact that they've got pictures of them everywhere and statues of them everywhere. He loves that. He loves all of that stuff. And yeah, so do I think he wants to be on Mount Rushmore? Oh, yes, he does. Oh, 100%. There is no doubt in my mind he would love that. He's just waiting for the right time to tell everybody. Hey, remember that big thing I built in the backyard here? Wait till you see what I'm doing elsewhere. All right, it is that time of the week when we sit back, we relax, enjoy the non-political insanity, because there's too much of it out there. And we talk about the great songs of yesteryear, the songs that made us laugh and smile, and then they disappeared. And sometimes the bands disappeared, and sometimes we go, what the hell happened to that song? And sometimes the songs stick around, but the bands are gone. It's called One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
Now it's time for another edition of One Hit Wonder Wednesday. You may not remember the name of the band, but you definitely know the song. This is One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
All right, One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We've got our songs. We're ready to roll. We're going to start with Ken, because Ken said he's got a song for us that's the best.
Taking you boys back to 1978.
Emotion that's taking you high.
Widely considered a one-hit wonder, her 1978 single Emotion, written by Barry and Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees. And you probably hear Barry there in the background.
Yeah.
That Bee Gees sound. It was her only major hit. It reached number 3 on the Billboard.
Can you have disco balance?
It was originally intended for the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, but was not used. But it was later featured in the 1978 Joan Collins film, The Stud.
Oh, yeah. The Stud.
I vaguely remember that movie.
God, you know what's crazy about the Bee Gees? They disappeared, yet they never went anywhere because they wrote so many songs. You know they wrote this song, too.
I get.
We found the vinyl that he did with Barbara Streisand.
Oh.
And it's just it's just Barry Gibb and Barbara Streisand, but it's all songs written by Barry Gibb.
I guarantee you somebody from the record label heard this record the first time around and went, more Barry. A lot more Barry. Make it sound like a Bee Gees song.
Make it sound like that's, well, because at first I'm like, is this Andy Gibb? Because you're like, you don't realize, because first of all, they all sound kind of like, yeah, anything they do, because their voices are so distinct. Oh, it's such a great song. They could so get up there.
I mean, even Andy Gibb, his solo stuff sounds like his brothers.
Yeah. Yeah. It did.
I guess they did write his stuff.
Yeah. Man, he was the sex symbol of the bunch. Well, who was he? It was, God, who was his girlfriend? Oh, the one that he was in love with, and then she broke up with him, and then he spiraled out of control. But I thought this was Andy Gibb. It's like, oh, my goodness me. Oh, he did do. Yeah, you better watch out when you're shadow dancing. You don't want any of that around here. I'll tell you that right now. Mr. Bell, what you got for us on our One Hit Wonder Wednesday?
He dated Victoria Principal for a while.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. for about a year and a half. So anyway, mine this week is by a couple of Atlanta studio musicians. They weren't an act. They were just a couple of friends that worked in the same recording studio doing jingles and, unfamous type work.
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
So they're doing the stuff that puts, you know what, it's not glamorous, but it puts food on the table and a roof over your head.
And commercials on the air.
And it's better than actually having a regular job.
And they were in a restaurant, saw a group of people getting really excited about a new video game. So they went over and played it, and it resulted in a number 9 hit.
Pac-Man fever, driving me crazy.
Bugner and Garcia.
God. And that's funny. That song was their hit. And they probably wrote 20 songs that are jingles that get stuck in your brain that are more famous than that.
They had a follow-up called Do the Donkey Kong that peaked at 103.
Well, but Pac-Man fever. I was telling Belle, I was probably 11 and I got a Pac-Man watch. And I'm not saying I was the coolest kid on the campus, but I was pretty much up there. Like, I got a Pac-Man watch. Oh. So Atari has a sports watch, and it has all the games on it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess we know what everybody's getting around here for Christmas. Pac-Man fever. Oh, my song, boys and girls. Oh, my song's cool. My song came out in 1984. Great year. Not for them, by the way, because the song didn't do anything. Originally was a dance hit, they thought, and it sucked and didn't go anywhere. And so they re-released it on and off for some 40 years. And then last year, because of TikTok, it went to number 1. But the song itself has been super famous, even though it didn't chart in 84, it got to 93. And it didn't get into the top, because we go top 40 here. Because that's, you know what? Because of Casey Kasem. Right? That's how it matters. Because of Casey. Finally, it went to number 1. When they originally did it, it had all this and all this kind of stuff. And they thought it was going to be awesome. There's these 3 German guys. And there was a dude who worked at the studio and goes, hey, I'm going to try something here. All this music, I'm getting rid of it. And this one little thing I'm going to keep. And Alphaville finally got their hit that everybody knows and is a staple at every prom in the world called Forever Young. Oh. His voice is so awesome. I love his voice. Oh. The Jay-Z threw it on. David Guetta did something, and then Jay-Z put it on one of his songs, I think in 2009, and it became kind of a mini hit, but it had nothing to do with them. I mean, it didn't. They were massive all over the globe, except for here. In fact, Alphaville still tours. They had a big hit called Big in Japan, which is a cool song. But I saw them, because when I was looking for this song today, I went and I found him like a month ago live. He sounds just like this. He's a little bigger now. He's a little bit bigger now. They were art students, and this song, Big in Japan was huge, and they're like, you guys got to go on tour. They're like, no. They're like, why? Because we don't know how to play instruments. We don't know how to play them live. We know how to, as an engineer kind of thing, we know how to do the stuff, but we don't know how to play. So
hire a backing band.
Well, you know what? They wanted to be not Milli Vanilli, but it took them 40 years for this thing to become number 1. Isn't that crazy? And you know what it's about? Is it about love? No, it's about nuclear war. It was
Never give up on your dreams, kids.
Yeah. 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 Their whole thing was because it was Germany. They were close there. Obviously, the wall. Their whole thought was either the anticipation's killing us. Either blow us up now or let us live forever. Let's just get it over with. And, but it's such an awesome song. And now it's everywhere. Napoleon Dynamite. That's why it became, as they say, the prom song. They said from the early 90s to all the way through the 2000s, it's arguably the number one prom song. So there you guys go. That's 3 good smash, one-hit, one Pac-Man. People's like, now you guys can get that stuck in it. Now I want to hear the damn Donkey Kong song.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm like, I didn't know they did a Donkey Kong song.
I forgot that they did, but I remember.
Like how many times? Wait do you guys hear our Missile Command song? Oregon Trail,
Space Invaders.
What was that movie with Adam Sandler?
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I can't remember the name.
Where somebody on this text line will get it. Where Kevin James is the president, and all the 80s games are coming here from space to destroy us, like Galaga and Centipede. That was a funny movie. Somebody was mad because
Pixels
said, "You suck. What have you accomplished in life? Leave the president alone. You're worse than a Democrat." If you're really quiet, you can hear him drinking the Kool-Aid. Oh, gosh.
Sure, that's Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I know. Wreck-It Ralph. No, wasn't Jack and Jill the worst movie ever? I heard Matt talking about that. He had to watch that movie. That was so bad. That was such a bad movie. But, I love those 80s games. I'm telling you guys, we got to get some in here and play.
Yeah, the originals.
Yeah, the originals. Absolutely. Oh, good. Somebody said, I vote Forever Young. It gets stuck in my head every time I hear it. It's such a great song. Mm-hmm. And it's haunting.
Takes you right back to that time.
It was so funny because the guy that was like their engineer, he just walked over and he goes, "Can I try?" And they're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Is this all of your music?" And he goes, he pushed 3 buttons and everything disappeared except for the haunting part of it. And he goes, "There you go." And Marion Golder wrote it, goes, "Oh, I like this guy." That's it. Number one song. Sold millions. There you go. Alphaville. We had Buckner. What's the name? Buckner and
Garcia.
And then we had, what was her name? It wasn't Barry Gibb or Andy Gibb. What was the lady's name, Ken, who sang your song?
Oh, Samantha Sang.
Samantha Sang.
Which probably wasn't her real name.
No, I'm thinking it's not. So, Samantha Sang. She's an Australian singer. Oh,
well, that makes sense.
Just like the Gibbs.
Just like the Gibbs. That's right. Widely known.
I bet money Barry probably produced the record, too.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Oh, yeah. That was it.
He produced the album he did with Babs, too.
Songwriters, Barry Gibb and Robin Gibb. Producers, Gibb and Gallatin. So there you go. It's just emotion that's taking me high. Oh, coming up, White Woman Wednesday. Got a good one for you because, well, white women. So that's all you really need to know. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Birch Gold right now has a Black Friday sale for you. You ready for this? If you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a gold-backed IRA and you spend $20,000, you can get gold sent to your house absolutely free. And right now, gold's over, $4,100, started at $2,600 beginning of the year. There is lots of nerves about the AI bubble, unsettled this globally with conflicts. Let's not forget inflation, the weakening of the dollar. It's a good time to look and see how you can protect yourself and diversify. Gold will help you with that. This is what I want you to do. Text the word Benson right now to 989898. They're going to get you out the info, let you take a look at what it is that, they offer and why they're different. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they're amazing. Going to treat you incredible. But you got to have the information first. So text the word Benson right now to 989898. Find out how you can qualify for the free gold and get the free information kit from my friends over at Birch Gold.
Former FBI Director James Comey challenging his indictment in court today. And drivers, before I let you go here on the North Loop, we got a stalled semi, and it is blocking the right lane. This is going to be 65 southbound, just past 2465 north. So back to that Comey story and others at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It's Wednesday. There are ladies out there, white women. You know who you are. A girl here, Kylie. She loves to tell us how much we suck.
Girl.
Excuse me. I didn't even know if she's a girl, a woman,
What's with the
a boy.
misogyny?
Patriarchy. You damn patriarch. Misogynistic, heteronormative SOB. You know who you are. Men suck. We know that. She tells us every week. We do the work. You guys don't have to. And also, if you're going to be the president of the United States, you're pretty much a scumbag.
requirement to run for president in this country to have money and to either be a pervert, a rapist, or a war criminal. The more I learn about U.S. history, the more I am convinced that every single person falls into one of these three categories. Even if they don't start out as one of the three, they eventually become it. And I'm sure a lot of this has to do with the fact that men historically have only been in office. We have not had any women, which personally and statistically, I feel that women are less likely to violate the civil rights of others. But even some of our better presidents still have had insane sex scandals. They've cheated, total ethical lapses. Even with the release of the Epstein files, there's people in there that you would not necessarily expect to be creeps. And the worst part is that even if they didn't specifically engage in these activities, they A, knew what was going on, and B, did absolutely nothing to intervene, and they shut their mouths and let the trafficking continue. At this point, I will be shocked the first time that we have a president with 0 SA allegation. That to me would be equally as surprising as them electing a woman because of so much misogyny.
So much misogyny. We got to throw that at the end. Everything's so much misogyny. Racism, misogyny. She went to, what school is that?
Well, she had a scholarship to White, but she chose to go to Brown.
She chose to Brown. She chose to go to Brown. Wait till you hear, I got one later from her where she talks about how racist a black person was towards black people. It's pretty awesome.
She's just hitting everybody, isn't she?
Like, I thought that was impossible.
No, brothers are sitting around going, oh, yeah, if you're a dude, you're in trouble. It doesn't matter, right? Like, being a guy means you're also part white. Regardless of the color, because of misogyny. It moves you over into that category. Oh, my Lord. The grievance studies, crazy. Did you see that Larry Summers went back and tried to teach today at Harvard? Do you want to talk about tone deaf? Are you guys still thinking about that thing with the child molester and we're pals? Yeah, I know. That sucks. So take out your textbooks.
Yeah.
What are you doing, dude? The misogyny, the stupidity, she makes you think maybe she's right. How can you be that tone deaf? How are you that tone deaf that the balls to show up? I wouldn't even be in the country right now. All right, coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Who knows what we'll talk about? I bet it's going to be fun, though. A little bit about the 7th. Talk a bit about that, 7th District, the big battle that's going on. Some economy stuff as well. And Civil War. This is hilarious. Civil War. Because this one's, I hear it all the time from several of you. You don't know we're in the battle of our life, are we? If you've been seeing the show, shame! Grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 99.7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Former FBI Director James Comey challenging his indictment in court today. A judge has heard arguments from Comey's attorneys and the government about whether there was enough evidence to charge him for providing false statements to the FBI. We get more from ABC's Catherine Falders outside court.
The judge grilling the government on whether or not there was a declination memo. Now, what does that mean? It's the memo that we exclusively reported on a couple months back, saying that prosecutors at the time drafted and prepared a declination memo, which essentially concluded that there was no probable cause, that there wasn't enough evidence to secure a conviction at trial. Hence why the former U.S. attorney here, who Trump ousted, was ousted by the president because he wouldn't bring those charges.
So the document that was returned apparently was not reviewed by the full grand jury, which could be a serious issue moving forward. Right now in Middle Tennessee, 85 workers at ABC Technologies in Gallatin will be temporarily laid off just days before Thanksgiving. The company filing a warn notice with the state saying the layoffs start November 24th. But it's unclear when employees will return. ABC Technologies is an automotive parts supplier, recently acquired TI Fluid Systems and rebranded earlier this year. State workforce officials will offer job placement and training assistance to those affected. And right now in Murray County, the county commission reaffirming its support for reviving the Columbia Dam project on the Duck River. Supporters like Columbia Dam Now Chair Jason Gillum telling News 2 it means long-term water supply and economic and recreational opportunities.
Our whole desire is to rebuild the Columbia Dam to provide us with a reservoir that would be a long-term solution for our water needs in Murray County And at the same time, it would reduce our water rates.
But environmental groups, including the Duck River Conservancy, warned the project could harm one of North America's most biodiverse rivers and threaten endangered species.
We need drought restrictions. We need a number of things. The Columbia Dam is way down the list, with all due respect, for what the Duck River Valley needs. Giles County doesn't have any water. Okay? I mean, I can just go down the list. The county east of Murfreesboro, Cannon County, they need water. They need water up at Portland, up that way.
The plan, originally halted in the 1980s, still needs state and federal approval before moving forward. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Yeah. So now what when it comes to Epstein? I don't know. They have 30 days. That's what I do know. The question is going to be, do you think they're going to release everything? I don't think they're going to release everything. And there are safeguards in this law that certain things that just they can't go redact this, and this. They can't. So when it comes to obviously graphic images, pictures, things of that nature, that's one thing. But as far as taking away somebody's name as a suspect or taking away somebody's name that may embarrass them, like Larry Summers, who's already out there, they can't do that. They can't. And there's only a certain here's the other thing. There's a couple other things inside of this. Like if it's national security, they say, oh, we can't release this because of national security. They have to go in front of a bipartisan group of people, Congress people and stuff, and plead their case to say this is national security. So that's going to be interesting to see if they try that. Here's the thing. Trump could have released this at any time and probably could have done something other than what's going to happen. Now, when he signs it, I do not know. But, it's coming. It is. And how long will it take? And what can the Department of Justice actually do?
The bill requires the Justice Department to post all its Epstein investigative files online in a searchable way within 30 days. The only exceptions are for information that might identify victims, examples of child pornography, classified material, and anything that would, quote, jeopardize an active federal investigation or ongoing prosecution. Top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer urges against the use of loopholes or any other efforts to avoid complying with Congress's intent.
There must be no funny business.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Thank you very much, Chuck Schumer. There must be no funny business. So,
and his entire party's going, shut up.
Yeah, no doubt. You're an idiot. Why are you here? Somebody said, Chad, why do you think they would not release everything allowed by law? I think at some point in time they will. But here's the thing. And I've heard, this is something I have said. Even crazy, what's her name? Kylie said it. If you knew about it and you were still talking to him and conversing with him, so you knew he had been arrested, you knew he had gone to jail. Like if you emailed before any of that stuff happened, right? Just back and forth. No, but the minute that he went away, you knew what had happened and you're still conversing with him, you're still talking to him. I have a problem with that. And I think a lot of other people will have a problem with that as well. Now, is it going to be egg on the face for some people? Yes. I mean, again, like we're just talking, Larry Summers, the guy used to run Harvard, right? Worked for the Clintons forever and a day. I mean, this guy was, he was a mover and a shaker. And let's be real. Dude was emailing him a few days before he went to jail, talking about him being his wingman. How could he get, this girl that he liked, right? Like, what can he do? Giving him dating advice. It's insane.
His dating advice is called a roofie.
Yeah, I know. It's like, hold on a second. Let me talk to my buddy, Bill Cosby. So, it's just, again, it's not that we're not going to get a vast majority of stuff. It's the fact that why did you guys wait so long? Why did it have to come to this point for you to decide to release this? The suspicion's already out there. And Republicans, this is kind of something, the administration itself, this is a nightmare of your making. This is, you could have just released it. And Trump, by the way, could have released it yesterday. Could have released it the day before. He didn't need Congress. At any given time, he could have released it. But they went through it. And people, there's a lot, let me tell you something. There's a lot of people out there, I'm sure, very, very nervous. And I'm sure Trump's nervous too. Because there's probably a lot of big donors, and we're going to find out, maybe or maybe not. But we also, do you trust them? That's the other side of it. One of the things we're going to talk about a little later is happiness. Like, why do certain nations, why are they so happy? Well, one of the big things, the reason they're happy is because they trust their government. Because they don't feel their government is out to get them and lie to them all the time. Because you know why? Because you'd be surprised in other nations, they're kind of honest with their people. And so there's a reason why maybe we have some distrust with our government. So there's going to be a lot of eggs on face. And I think both sides going to pay a serious price and embarrassment in this. Now, does anybody get arrested? Does anybody go on trial? I don't, those things I don't know. But I'm sure there will be some eggs on some faces as we start to get stuff. Because remember, the stuff that we've seen so far, and I continue to go back to this. If you saw any of those emails, don't look at what's in the text and the body of it, whatever it is, because a lot of it's just useless and it has nothing to do with anything other than dinner plans and stuff. But go look at who those things were sent to. Power brokers, Les Wexner and the president of the UAE and the power brokers of the world, heads of state, princes and not just Andrew, but those things right there show you the kind of people that he was running with. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but now it's up to them to figure it out from there. And why it took this long and the reason that people are frustrated. And I tell people there's a divide right now in the MAGA world, or not even MAGA world, just the rightish side of the aisle, because the MAGA means different things to different people. But the divide is you've got people under 40 who went hard for Trump, especially the Gen Zs, right, and some of the millennial men and stuff, and they're pissed and angry because they feel they were lied to, they feel they've been taken advantage of, and this is just something else that has happened. And they're angry, and they're like, you guys lied to us, and we believed you. We believed, right, Kash Patel and all of you guys saying you were going to do this. We believed it, and then you're like, nothing happened. Nothing happened. And we all know that that's probably not true. The Comey thing is interesting, too. Wow, man, that attorney's hot, though. Can we just say that? You know what? Here's another thing. We were talking earlier about Trump, who would love to be on Mount Rushmore, and somebody got mad at me. How dare you say that? Okay, yeah. Well, because we know it's true, right? Tell me it's not true. Okay. If Trump could get 50 women that were ninjas that look like that attorney, he would have them be his bodyguards.
Like in The Dictator.
Yeah. He would have fembots bodyguarding him all day.
What was, not LEG, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah. Wouldn't he, though? Who was it? It was Gaddafi, right? He had women that were like his bodyguards. He had like this cabal of women that were his bodyguards. Oh, God, that was hilarious. I remember that. Talk about somebody who had work. Whew. Remember his face? He didn't even look like himself after a while. He had
especially after they beat him to death.
Oh, yeah, that was true. You want to know what's going to happen in Venezuela? Go see Libya. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, we talk about a place that we destroyed was Libya. We tried some stuff, it didn't work, and we're like, okay, well, then good luck. They killed that guy, and what they did to him was also horrific. But he deserved it. He absolutely deserved it. Yep, fembots. See? Ken Weaver, somebody wants you to be on the Mount Rushmore. I like that. I'm for that. Somebody said he'd 100% take fembots. Oh, he would.
I'm already up there.
Are you?
Yeah.
What president doesn't want to be on Rushmore? So Biden thought he was the greatest. Biden thought he was also a 7-year-old. And at times he thought, he was Charlie Chaplin. He doesn't count. So he would love that, though, man. I know if you gave him a chance to have nothing but hot chicks protect him, you don't think he would do that? Totally. Go look at his attorneys.
I would do that.
Yeah. But, here's the thing with Bell. You don't need to worry. Bell's ninja powers and his spicy cobra. What's the spicy cobra's name?
The cobra's name is Spicy.
Oh, there you go. I thought it was just a Spicy the Cobra.
Correct.
What did my buddy call? Danger Noodles.
Danger Noodles.
That's what they're called. Danger Noodles. So, damn, Suri, you're pissing me off. Wait, what? Why did it take an act of Congress? That's a good question, because Trump wanted to do everything they possibly could. And here's the thing, they weren't going to do anything. So Massey and them introduced a bill that would force them to eventually have to put their name to a yay or nay on whether or not they would move it forward. So then it had to become a law. And then it had to go to the Senate. And so that's why it took an act. Because without the pushing of that, do you think this would ever have been released? No. Biden thought he was on Mount Rushmore. Well, he was there when they built it. Do I ever go after Dems? All the time. You know what, though? Dems aren't in power. You've heard me make fun. Last hour I made fun of Kamala Harris, and I just made fun of Joe Biden. Those are the only, is there anybody else out there at this moment in time? Chuck Schumer. Nobody cares about Chuck Schumer. Hakeem Jeffries is useless. Yeah, they don't have a lot going on for him. They don't. I think we recognize that. Couldn't Biden have released it? Yeah, Biden could have. Yeah, he could. Any of them. Trump could have released it the first time. The first time. I was watching, was it News Nation last night? And Bill O'Reilly was on there. I'll see if I can find the clip, but he was talking about Biden when they got it. Why didn't they do all this kind of stuff? You know, when they arrested him under Biden. And the guy's like, they didn't arrest him under Biden. They arrested him under Trump. Trump had him first. He died under Trump's. And Bill O'Reilly's like, no, that's not true. And he's like, it is true. They were going back and forth. And Bill O'Reilly looked like, what? Yeah, so they could have easily released this. They don't want it to be released because it's donors, it's power brokers, it's billionaires, it's guys who fund their campaigns on both sides of the aisle. So they don't want their secrets out, that they're dirty and nasty. That's it. And, you know, government, money, the power inside of government is money keeps it going because power craves money. It's the fuel it needs. And the money side of stuff, it craves power. So they seek each other out. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That's the problem with our capitalism in this country is it's crony capitalism. It's big business. They all talk a good game about Main Street. They don't care. They care about Wall Street. That's the most important thing. And Wall Street right now is... Well, it's having a few issues, but the earnings, I think NVIDIA may come out today, or is it today or tomorrow? And everybody's going to be looking at that. Because the AI, here's the problem with AI, is the amount of money they've poured into it. It's going to be hard for a lot of these companies to ever get anywhere close to turning a profit. When you're spending $1.5 trillion and you're making $13 to $20 billion a year, that's a long road to turn a profit. Very long. It is White Woman Wednesday. We got white women who are angry at us. And I say women because I said girl earlier, and then Belle yelled at me. And then I called her a girl. And in truth, you can't do that.
It's patriarchy.
Well, not only that, but I don't even know if she identifies as a girl.
Well, that's a good point, too.
Yeah, this is the problem. We got to get our Venn diagram out. So I got some neat stuff with the little White Woman Wednesday. We're going to talk about happiness in America. Why are we not happy? Why are we not happy? And MAGA versus conservatives. Where does the MAGA agenda go from here? It's a good question, and it's the question that's being battled out right now because everybody's jockeying for positions. And I think there are a lot of people out there who, you know, they think that there's some weakness here and that Trump's got there's a lame duck side of things right now with Trump. And, you know, there are people that smell blood in the water as far as opportunities to take advantage to prop themselves up. We'll talk about that as well. If you're missing the show, make sure you grab the podcast. It is the Chad Benson Show. So we're talking 99.7. OmahaSteaks.com. You know, we talk about how expensive everything is. I'm going to save you some money right now, and you're going to be like, that is the gift that keeps on giving. Right now, Omaha Steaks, sizzle all the way sale going on. 50% off site-wide. 50% off site-wide. And when you go to OmahaSteaks.com and use my code Chad or Benson on checkout, so you go there, you type in Benson sent me, you're going to get an extra $35 off right there at checkout. Boom. We're talking about burgers, steaks, pork chops, chicken. They got seafood. They have the hot dogs. My kids love the hot dogs. I love the pork chop. All of it is incredible. Every steak aged to maximum tenderness and hand cut, 100% money back guarantee. It is incredible. They've been around since 1917, Omaha Steaks. They're America's original butcher, like it. And they are absolutely giving you the best. They're sizzling it all the way this holiday season. So save big gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Go to OmahaSteaks.com. 50% off site-wide for stuff that's real. No crap, no chemicals, none of that stuff. It is real and amazing. And it's going on now. Sizzle all the way package. 50% off site-wide. Use my code Benson when you check out at OmahaSteaks.com and get an extra $35 off. Terms apply. See site for details. OmahaSteaks.com. Code Benson.
Hear what Attorney General Pam Bondi just said about the next steps in releasing the Epstein files. And the Rutherford County assessor has been given a deadline or face legal action. That's coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It is White Woman Wednesday. I do not know how she, being our friend Kylie, identifies when it comes to whether or not she goes with her sex that was assigned at birth. But this one's a new one, even for her.
One of my weirdest dating stories from Chicago was going on a date with a light-skinned black man who was incredibly racist towards black people. And when I say racist, I mean like I could have been on a date with a KKK member, knowing damn well this man had darker skin. This man was raised by a white mom who would not let him get protective styles because it, quote, looked too ethnic. And she also had Americana decor, which is basically just like black people as decorations around her house. Nightmare fuel. We're on this date and he looks around and he goes, yeah, we don't want to be here too late. There's some really seedy people around here. And I looked at him with my jaw just completely dropped. It was almost entirely black people at this event, which just was a complete coincidence. It was my first time being on a date with somebody who was racist and was a person of color. So I was like, I don't agree. I feel safe. Like, I don't know why you would say something like that. And then he just started to get mad at me for like not seeing the true danger of the situation. The entire situation was really bizarre and I ended up obviously not texting him again. But point being, white moms of mixed kids are really these people up. Like, this is really sad for them to grow up with that sort of hatred of their own skin.
What a liar.
I know. Always happens. It always happens, sir. I was on a date with a black guy, and he hates black people. By the way, if you don't think that's true, there are people out there that, I'm telling you. Let's just say there is a very famous singer, old school singer, who is black, who's very racist. It is hilarious. I can't say anything because I think he's still alive and I don't want to get sued. I'll tell the guys off air. We'll find, but the whole like, well, his mom. It's come on, like you're always reaching for something. It's always race, man. The grievances. But when you look for it, right? Like you look for grievances, you can find it.
Yeah, but she's lying.
Oh, yeah.
None of that happened.
So, well, you know what? It probably did. And you know what? She probably went to a MAGA rally to find a guy that was black, that was light-skinned, so she could have the conversation of racism.
Maybe she was with Jussie in 4-degree Chicago that night.
Oh, maybe. I mean, it's just Jussie Smollett. The greatest.
Yeah, it's 4 degrees outside, and he's going to Subway to get a sandwich.
That is so hilarious. That was, if you've never seen Dave Chappelle do the Jussie Smollett thing.
Oh, yes.
It's the greatest thing when he's talking about, they calls him Juicy Smollett.
French actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were wondering why the black people were awfully quiet about this. And that's because we knew he was lying. Oh, God. Jussie Smollett. Juicy Smollett? I know him, the great French actor.
Juicy.
Oh, my Lord. It's so amazing. The disdain that the grievance studies that people like that have. Because she was, like I followed her backstory. She came from a very conservative family. And look, I expect that, right? When you're a kid and you go off to college the first time, it wasn't until, now it's just crazy. It's all like left-leaning lunacy at times. But you go off to college, the goal is, I'm leaving my family for the first time. I'm going to be around a bunch of people with new thoughts, new ideas. And, you go through phases too. Like back in my day, you'd see somebody go off to college, they come back, they're a bit of a hippie.
Yeah.
Right? And then they come back next year and now they're in business school and they're all dressed preppy. Right? Like it was whatever the phase was. You expect some of those things, but she dove in head first. Oh, my goodness me. America! Hey, Chad, the taxocrats didn't agree to the clean CR. I like some of this stuff. Get on the damn Democrats to show up and sign the CR. The Republicans are, these people are...
Taxocrats.
Yeah. What will you have to talk about when the Epstein crap ends? Go Trump! In all caps.
I do like that taxocrats.
The taxocrats. So, what will I have to talk about? I talk about a lot of crap. In fact, on my national show today, outside of hitting Epstein, the stuff just a little bit, because, it's a big story, I didn't do really any politics. One hit wonder. We're going to talk about happiness coming up in a little bit. Why aren't we happy? Because, I talk about anything. The craziness of the college football and the recruiting of the coaches. By the way, I see you guys are in the playoffs according to everything right now. Did you see that last night?
Yeah, so far, we're in the hunt.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got Missouri.
He doesn't sound too confident, does he?
You have Missouri, and then what? You have
LSU.
Oh, LSU. I saw they flew what's his name's family,
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
To Baton Rouge.
It's the comfort and the fact that if you stay at Ole Miss, you're going to be a legend, and they'll build a statue of you, and you'll never have to worry about anything, and you're going to get paid, and if you're happy there, great. What was it? Who was it? I think Colin Cowherd said, never try to out happy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So if you want a challenge, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes, you know what? I don't want to do college anymore. I'm going to go to the NFL.
That would be the next step.
And I want to go to the NFL. That's what I want to do.
I'm worried for Vandy fans, man. I think somebody's going to come hard for the Vanderbilt.
How
coach.
could you not, man?
I mean, that dude, I know we have NIL and everything, but he has completely changed the culture there at Vanderbilt football.
Yeah, how can you not come hard for a guy that is going to get 9 wins, maybe 10, has an outside if he got them into the playoffs, somehow they win the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How could you not say if even if Lane Kiffin goes and takes LSU, how could you not, if you're Ole Miss, not come over and go, we'll give you whatever you want, dude. Come on over here.
Either that or Florida.
I
think Florida's coming hard for Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, they both are. And if you want to win a national championship, you may have to go to one of those places.
Yeah.
But if I'm him, I think, what's the NFL offering? Happiness, though, man. That's the other thing. What price? Because his family loves Oxford. All right, coming up, here's some interesting stuff. Talk a little bit of happiness. Happy? Can you be happy? Why aren't Americans happy? We'll talk about that, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. ABC News Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas just asked Attorney General Pam Bondi about the next steps in releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files.
There's new information, additional information, and again, we will continue to follow the law, to investigate any leads. If there are any victims, we encourage all victims to come forward, and we will continue to provide maximum transparency under the law.
So this bill calls for the release of the files within 30 days of it being signed into law. And under the U.S. Constitution, the president has 10 days, excluding Sundays, to sign or veto a bill. So since this bill reached President Trump yesterday, the deadline for action is November 29th. Now, if he does nothing and Congress is in session, the bill becomes law automatically. Tennessee has joined a multi-state settlement with Greystar, the nation's largest property manager, accused of using software to drive up rental prices. State Attorney General Jonathan Skermetti says Tennessee renters were stuck paying too much because property management companies shared information through the RealPage software to artificially inflate prices. The settlement's expected to reduce upward pressure on rents over time, but experts caution the immediate price drops are unlikely. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Da-na-na-na-na. You know, and everybody talks about, like, why didn't they release the files? Why didn't they do these things before? It's not about releasing the files in the way that people think, oh, just give it to us all so we can. I think what people want is they want accountability. You're just going to say this lady and this guy were the only two, and there was 1,000 victims outside of Prince Andrew. And we knew all the other stuff that had gone on because we'd seen all of the, the rumors had been out there. We've seen the people that had conversed with them. It's about accountability. That's what people want. They want there to be a movement for there to be pressure on people to go, okay, we need to investigate these people. We can't just allow them to get away with these things. We need to investigate this. That is and if it means you have to embarrass, some people, it's unfortunate. It is. But that's the whole, well, what are we going to do? Release the files. It's about the fact that people just want some accountability. That's what everybody was promised. Accountability, transparency. People want that. And we'll find out. This thing isn't going anywhere. I'll tell you that right now. Happiness, people. Are you happy? Is America happy? America, are you happy? Not so much.
Unfortunately for our country, it just isn't the same level of happiness as it was in years before. Common Good puts out this report every year, and this year they rank the United States as 24th in the world in terms of happiness. We ranked 11th just a few years ago in 2012. The steepest decline came in the last 2 years, and the rating overall a D+, at risk of failure.
That is not good. Stress, all kinds of stuff. I mean, we've got some serious issues here. We're not. I mean, it is a stressful world out there. We are stressing the hell out of ourselves. We're working. I was talking to my wife. She's like, you need to get sleep. And yesterday, I went to bed at 7:30, but I woke up at midnight. You know how I tell everybody? People go, how long have you been awake? Ken, you will appreciate this. I told my wife today, I've been awake 5 Hallmark movies. Because they're an hour and a half. That's how long I've been awake. 5 Hallmark movies. So, yeah, but we are stressed. We're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Life is more expensive. And you can tell everybody everything's getting better and it's the greatest thing in the world. We've never had anything better than this. But it wasn't just Trump. We've had stress on us for a long time. A very long time. And man, I'll tell you what, I feel it every day. I'm sure a lot of you do, but I'm very much like Tigger. I'm a happy-go-lucky and getting around, doing my thing. But as a nation, we're not as happy as we should be.
Parts of what has contributed to that decline: eroding social bonds, falling optimism, and worsening emotional and economic well-being. The U.S. is among, in fact, the top 5 loneliest countries in the world, according to this survey. 21% of respondents said that they are always or almost always lonely. And part of this is also that political polarization that we have all seen. We've seen it on the air and we've felt it in our own communities. 62% of Americans said that the country is simply too divided to be able to function effectively. That is contributing to a greater wariness among neighbors. They don't feel like they can talk or hang out in the same ways that they used to. That feeds into the loneliness, and that feeds into that sharp decline for happiness.
We are in a world now where we have never been more connected, and yet we're further apart than ever before. We fight on the internet. We picked our tribes. The algorithms, make sure that we're at each other's throats all the time. It is really, you watch, this and the way that this breaks down. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I'll tell you guys, we've been divided before. Yeah, but, Trump changed everything. For good or bad, no, and I'm not here to judge whether Trump was good or bad, because Trump loves the chaos and craziness, and the media loves Trump and the chaos and craziness. They love to fight with him. They make crap up. They push stuff that's insane. He loves to fight with them. They both kind of use each other in that direction. But it's now bled out to a world where you've got, I mean, the stuff that we get sent every day is, Bell's on restriction from the text line because you guys are so rude. We said no more, Bell, because Bell will say horrible things to you and you deserve it. But it's crazy what we say.
You know how to fix all this?
How?
More government.
More. Oh, of course.
Well, there's a lot of rage bait out there.
There
man.
is.
I mean, and a lot of it is trying to fuel racial disharmony.
Yeah, like what's going on in Dearborn.
Exactly.
I'll tell you this right now. I've been looking at a lot of that, and I talked very little about it today, and the reason was simple. Those people were there because they wanted to get likes and clicks. They wanted to scream and yell, and they knew there was a group of people that would follow them and love every second of it. That's why. It is, I did a couple segments today with my buddy Craig, who is out on big station in Houston. And I said, the problem with modern politics is it's all performative and emotional, and none of it's about policy. None of it's about policy. It's all performative. And like you said, man, it's all rage bait because emotion is the number one thing that'll get you to act, to say, to do something. And that's not good. I mean, we're at each other's throats all the time, which isn't good. And we're going to talk about civil war in a minute.
Comes to like the actual numbers, and I was having a lot of fun digging into this report earlier today. There is such a tremendous gap generationally. In fact, American seniors, those older than 60, are among the very happiest in the entire world. Whereas the people here who are young folks under the age of 30, they are among the very worst in the world. In fact, they rank number 62nd in the entire world in terms of happiness. And part of that is really about the social media, as you explained, not just that political polarization that I was explaining before, but they found that excessive screen time contributes to additional loneliness as well as anxiety and depression. So they say that there are solutions out there, and that is moving from an economic frame set for well-being, because we are a prosperous nation, to one that values community and values connections. And it sounds like maybe we should be spending more time with our seniors and our grandfathers and grandmothers, and that could help make us happier too, Juliet.
It is, telling you, is so true. And the younger generation is sad. They're pissed. They're frustrated. They're depressed because they're looking up. Life's getting more expensive, even though they're doing better. And it still doesn't matter. It's getting away from them. They think the American dream, not going to have it. Then they're on the internet all day. They don't date. Japan right now is doing something. They're going to have a 4-day work week because the way that the Japanese work is like us, but times 10. And you know what it does? It kills many, and it kills the social life. And they're not producing. They don't have any kids. Nobody's having babies. You'll hear stories about hospitals that have maternity wards where they haven't had a baby there for like 2 months. And so they're trying to push a different way of life. And yeah, when I look over at Scandinavian countries, hey, my blessing, and I've always said the greatest education I ever got was living in Europe and living in these nations, not going there on vacation. That's different. You go there on vacation. That's not real. I went to vacation. It was kind of like, no. I lived. I paid taxes. I went to their doctors.
You had to follow their rules.
Dated their women.
Yeah.
You dated their women, Brother Chad.
Women like Nick Cage.
Nick freaking Cage.
And I will tell you this. It was Scandinavia, it was the most chill place I'd ever been. They are just, what's up? This is awesome. The Brits, they have a problem right now, and they're in the midst of a battle. Why is that? Because they don't trust their government. That's the other thing. They trust community and other places. We're afraid to leave our kid on the, outside for 5 minutes because CPS will come and get him. They leave their kids outdoors overnight in a baby pram to sleep because they trust each other. They trust their community. They're all rowing in the same boat. They trust, each other, but they also trust their government. We don't trust our government. No matter who our government is, we always look at it with a side eye. So we've got to get back to trusting each other more. And part of that is that, somebody said earlier, there's been rage bait for years and decades. The difference between now and then, there was no algorithm in a newspaper, and the person that was an a-hole that you were going to fight with, you never connected with.
Right.
Now you can all the time.
I mean, you can doom scroll rage bait just constantly.
Yes. Yes, you can. Absolutely you can. And it's, Larry said he's 67, so his feelings don't count. Yeah, there is a generational gap there. There is a very big generational gap. Under 40, right? Because people in their 50s and 60s, they're doing all right. People under that, in their 40s and 30s and 20s, they're struggling. But you can doom scroll, dude. Oh, I do it all the time. And now, and that's why I always say, find your happy place if you're going to be on the interwebs. Find that animal that makes you laugh.
Yeah, absolutely.
You go to that thing, that little thing, no matter what it is, the capybara riding around on an alligator's head.
Yes.
The crocodile, not knowing that thing would eat him, but the crocodile's like, I don't care. It's kind of funny.
I don't care. He's pretty cool.
Right? Pumbaa running through the lions, which was hilarious if you've never seen that. All these lions are laying there and Pumbaa just rolls on through like, what's up? And they kind of look at each other like, did that just happen?
Things were like a cow, a pig, and a dog are best friends.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Have you seen one of my favorite things? Did you see the lady, the dog, the female dog that raised the lions?
No.
The cubs? She raised the cubs, and she still lives with them. They're full grown now, and she bosses them around because they were orphaned. But it makes me smile like, oh. And somebody said, get off our phones. That is a big deal right there. That is a huge deal.
It is, man.
Right there. 100% a massive deal. Somebody said Chad Benson is the Thomas Massey of WTN. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That's a pretty high compliment.
I like that. You may think that is an insult. I don't.
Oh.
Goodness me. All right, coming up. This is hilarious. I've told you something about Civil War because I hear this all the time from people too. We're going to have a Civil War. It's the most dangerous time of our lifetime. We will talk about Civil War and what Andre Bustamante, a former CIA agent, thinks our Civil War would be like. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Birch gold. Birch gold. Why? Because the world's unsettled and gold, well, it's been that place for millennia. There's a finite amount to it. And when things get a little shaky, the world flocks to it. Having something to diversify yourself, a safety net, if you will, is a great thing. And gold can help you with that. Now, Birch Gold's doing something. It's think of it kind of their Black Friday event. From now until the end of the month, if you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a gold-backed IRA and you spend $20,000, you're going to get gold sent to your house free from Birch Gold. But you got to find out if it's right for you. Maybe you've done gold in the past. Maybe you haven't. You've thought about it. Why don't you talk to them? It's not going to cost you anything but a text. You text Benson to 989898. They'll get you out the information. No hard sell. They're great people, A+ rated by their Better Business Bureau, and they're just the best at what they do. So find out how Birch can help you. And if you qualify for that free gold by texting the word Benson right now to 989898 for Birch Gold.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Justice Department has new information regarding the Epstein files. We'll tell you about that and more coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I've said this for years. The only way we'll ever have a civil war is an app. And I get people going, no, we're getting close to having a civil war. You guys don't even know, right? Because it's the most important time of our... Blah, blah, blah. This is Andre Bustamante, former CIA guy. I wonder what he thinks.
The reason there will not be a civil war in the United States is because there aren't enough people who actually care enough to get off their f***ing ass, grab a gun, and go fight. And of the people who do care enough to get off their ass, grab a gun, and go fight, they're only going to be able to walk like a quarter of a mile. And then they're going to be out of breath. And they're going to be looking for their Coors Light and their cigs. Right? That's right. That's it. That's right. That's why there's not going to be a civil war inside the United States. I've seen civil wars. They are hard work. I've seen them in Africa. I've seen them in Latin America. I've seen them rage on in the Middle East. What we have here, people can't even conceive what an actual civil war looks like.
To get to the place where you have a civil war, so many cuts have happened. So many irreparable cuts.
The only option left to you is to grab a gun and fight. And when you grab a gun and fight, dude, like, you're not carrying around 600 rounds of ammunition with a whole logistical supply chain behind you like we see with the U.S. military.
Yeah, we're not going to have a civil war when I hear that. You know why? Because here's how a civil war would go. Dude, are you coming tonight? To what? We're fighting tonight. Oh, we are? What time? Probably about 8 or 9. Ugh, it's a little late for me. I don't know if I can make it. What's the parking like?
Well, and Congressman Tim Burchett, I can't remember which one of you guys he was talking with kind of about this. He said, you are apparently not thinking about what it would really be like for you to see an Abrams tank coming down your street and you have like an assault rifle.
Yeah.
There's no match.
No, there is no match. Or drones.
Or,
and not drones like you're seeing, like we're talking about Hellfire drones, missiles being dropped on us. That is never going to happen. And plus, how angry do you have to be? Like, what's going on? Like, he's talking about cuts where the government's clamped down on us. We have no food. We have no money. There's no running water. There's no electricity. Then that's when people rise up. But that's a massive group, and chances are the military would be going, okay, what the hell's going on here?
And they would stop it.
Yes. Yeah. We had a internet outage for like 2 hours yesterday. People lost their mind. But they weren't taken to the streets. Why? Because we're not that kind of people. Like I said, if there's an app, maybe. If it's too late, if the parking's not good, I don't know if I can make it. But this whole thought that we're going to have that, I sit there, I shake my head. Sometimes. Coming up, a lot of good stuff. Women, they want to get out of America. Why? We'll talk a bit about that. Bunch of other goodies on the way, some more Epstein stuff. The economy. If you miss any of the show, we always say shame on you. Make sure you grab that podcast. This is the Chad Benson Show at Super Talk 99.7.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Drivers, we've got debris in the road. 40 westbound at Whitebridge Pike, Briley Parkway West. That's exit 204. And in Hillwood, a stalled vehicle, left shoulder block, 40 westbound near Charlotte Pike. Right now in Nashville, AT&T customers in Davidson County may not be able to reach 911 or 988 right now due to a carrier issue. Emergency services remain fully operational, and if you need emergency help and you can't get through, emergency operations officials say try another carrier, Wi-Fi calling, or text to 911, but they ask do not place test calls. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Justice Department has new information regarding the Epstein files, but she did not say what the new information is. And while the Attorney General also says the DOJ will follow the law, many questions remain. We get more from ABC News. Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas.
There are some things that are uncertain. Are they actually going to release the overwhelming majority of these files within 30 days? She seemed to hedge a little bit to say they're waiting on the president to sign. We need to see what the president's actually going to do. Also, there are some questions regarding whether this new call for investigating Democrats that President Trump put forward, which the Justice Department acknowledging that they're doing, would that impact the ability to release certain files connected to that?
Former FBI Director James Comey challenging his indictment in court today. A judge has heard arguments from Comey's attorneys and the government about whether there was enough evidence to charge him for providing false statements to the FBI. More from ABC's Catherine Falders outside court, who says one issue involves whether a grand jury was able to see the final indictment that U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan used to bring the formal charges to Comey.
The document that was returned was not reviewed by the full grand jury. The government's argument there, I just want to make clear what the government's argument about that is. They said, well, the grand jury signed off on the two charges that ultimately appear in that grand jury indictment, but they didn't see the physical paper. So that is going to be a serious issue and central to this moving forward.
And here in Middle Tennessee, News Channel 5 says the Tennessee Comptroller's Office is running out of patience with the Rutherford County Assessor.
It's taken way too long for the Assessor's Office to get its act together.
Yeah, Comptroller of the Treasury Director of Communications, John Dunn, telling News Channel 5, Rob Mitchell has until November 26th, that's next Wednesday, to fix mistakes that could mean higher taxes for some Rutherford County residents and refunds for others. Or the assessor could face legal action.
It should not take this long. It should not require a back and forth. We've made the corrections. Go ahead and take the necessary steps to input them into your system.
Officials say less than half the corrections have been made since August, and the Attorney General could step in if this deadline of next Wednesday is missed. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
So tomorrow, 2 o'clock, am I correct, Young Bell? Matt Van Epps?
2 o'clock. 2:06, actually.
2:06 to be. So 24 hours from the day. I bet he's excited. Worked hard to get this. Bell worked his ass off to get this. Lots of emails back and forth. Lots of chasing down numbers just to get a number, to get an email after that, to email people, to get more emails, to get the opportunity to come on in and chat. We're going to have a half an hour with him. So we'll have your questions. And again, I want to have a conversation. Why you? Why you? And it can't just be, and my thing is, what are you doing for Tennessee? It can't just be, I support Trump. Okay, great. There's not a shocker. But why you? I saw him the other day.
He endorsed you and you support him?
I know.
There's a shocker.
Yeah, shocker. But why I saw him talking about affordable housing. I want to find out, what's the affordable housing? What does that look like?
It's when you build a house out of affordium.
It's my own stuff. It's actually styrofoam. It's pretty awesome. It's how do we do that? How do we solve a problem of the supply and demand? And these are serious, that's real stuff for Tennessee. What are you going to do? But it's a nationwide issue, and you're going to go to D.C. if you win. It's going to be one of the big questions, affordability. The ACA, the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, whatever you want to call it. The Democrats are like, well, now it's your problem. No, it's all of your problems. Don't bring me a problem. Bring me a solution, as my old boss used to say in England. Well, what's the solution? Find out. That's the solution right now is, you guys will find out soon. And then we're hoping to get Afton on as well, because let's talk about it. Again, I want to find out, what is your solutions at the local level and the national level, because when you send somebody to D.C., people forget that, they're there to work for us and the people of Tennessee, and then bring back, hopefully things that they can go and secure opportunities here to grow and funds for the state. But it's also the votes that you're voting on, they affect the nation. So this will be good. It'll be fun tomorrow. We'll have your questions ready. Your questions. Indeed. The Epstein stuff, it's still there. It's not going anywhere. At least not now. I don't know what new stuff they have, according to Pam Bondi. It's super secret. We found new stuff. Remember, this is the lady that gave out the white binders. That's why when people say, when I say I don't trust that we're going to get everything and that there's not stuff that's disappearing, because they handed out white binders, embarrassed a bunch of people, many of which had no idea this was going to happen, made them look like fools, made Bondi and them look like fools, and then came out and said, no, the dude killed himself and he never did anything else. So
here's your white binder full of stuff you already knew.
Yeah. Here's all the stuff you could get on the internet, but I put it in a binder for you. Don't worry, it's a 3-ring.
Had an official seal on it, too. I'd say that it might be a collector's item one day.
Yeah, that's right. It's a 3-ring, so be prepared. The official seal is good, but that's one of those things, like, take that off my page. I don't want people to see that I was a part of that. Because some of these people felt like they were just handed stuff. They had no idea this was going on. And then she's out there, wait till phase 2. Can we put that with the Kraken? Is it near the Kraken? Sidney Powell. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. No, Kylie does not approve of Matt Van Epps. I would say hard no on that. That's our White Woman Wednesday. We got some good White Woman Wednesday coming up. Some of you, we were talking about Civil War. And was it Sally said this? As long as I'm sitting on my rocking chair on my front porch drinking a beer, and by that time I'm smoking a big fat joint, that's the only way I'm going to participate in the Civil War. It has to come to me. You want to fight? Yeah. Can you make it? I could be there at 9. Ugh, a little late for me.
Well, and Congressman Burchett, in making his point about that, he said you need to vote.
Yeah,
you got to vote.
That's it. It was Obama. Elections have consequences. You've got to vote. You got to get out and do it. It's so important. And I'll tell you guys this, local stuff, like the tax issue here. it is. You realize how we talked a bit about it yesterday with Matt, but the insanity of which they're asking all of these mom and pop shops arbitrarily handed a tax bill, and that includes houses in some area where you're like, they can't afford to stay there. And no, the uniqueness of what we, have here is people coming from all over the world to hang out, see country music stuff, not to go to Chili's. No offense to Chili's, because you know me, I love a good Chili's. But you want to be able to go all the cool things. You want to be able to see these things. And handing somebody a $200,000 tax bill on their sandwich shop that's been there for 50 years and going, you're lucky it's only that much. No, that's it. I mean,
we have programs.
Huh?
We have programs.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe you said that.
Yeah, we have programs. Hey, yeah, if you need some help, we got some programs. Is the program an eraser? Oh, it's not? Okay.
Why do you need the program if the taxes aren't too high?
Yeah. Well, exactly. And, the story we did a couple weeks ago, this poor lady got I think it was $500,000 tax or some ridiculous thing on her house. And her son, she's elderly. Her son calls and says, this is ridiculous. And they're like, all right, 200,000? They knocked off like 200,000 or 300,000 just on a phone call. So it shows you how insane this is.
And how it's not based on anything real.
No. And this is something I've always wondered, and this is when California went to Prop 13 back in the day, which was whatever you buy your house at, that's what your tax rate is. So if your house worth $2 million, but you bought it for $200,000, you're still only paying tax on $200,000. So, but the reason that they went in that direction, Prop 13, took off, is because people were getting tax bills that were so arbitrary, and it was like the cities and stuff would go around and go, man, this place is struggling over here. You know what we need to do? Let's go tax this neighborhood to the hilt. And they would arbitrarily do stuff, and there was no control because it's not an independent third party that's doing it, which is, frustrating. And there's government right there. But here's the thing. We want services from government. Like, I don't know if you guys are watching what's going on in Florida, but they're trying to, their homestead, they're trying to do the same thing that Texas did, which is how can we just get rid of property tax for a certain group of people that are in their 60s? You mean the people that own homes, that have wealth? And they always go, come on. It's mostly people on fixed incomes. Settle down. It's Florida.
Go ahead.
You're living in a $700,000 home.
This thing's going to hit renters really hard.
Really bad.
Because landlords have to pay property tax too. And they're not. It's not like they're not going to pass it on.
Yeah, and the thing is too, we here, if you are renting the building, you don't own it, you're still paying that tax. A lot of that's just transferred onto them. How frustrating is it? And the renters, like you said, man, you talk about how this is going to affect them, because you were just, what was the story you did earlier about that? The website.
Yeah, Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti has entered into the settlement agreement with a renting company out there that apparently used some software and got with other companies, and they artificially raised people's rent based on this algorithm.
Yeah. It is so rigged. It's crazy. Just like we've talked about the housing prices. Somebody walks in and from the Blackstone or one of those big companies, they roll in there and they go, oh, check it out. Look at all these houses. You know what? Don't even finish the houses. You want $10 million? We'll give you a $9 million cash right now for it. And you say, sure. Then they finish the homes, and they have somebody come in and buy a home for $700,000 when those homes should be $400,000. All of a sudden they set there. Now that's what the house is worth. These houses around it.
Yeah, this was Greystar Management Services.
Yeah.
It's the nation's largest property management company. And they used RealPage, which is a revenue management software that enabled property managers to share sensitive pricing and supply data that reduced competition and then drove up rent.
So they're basically colluding.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Yes.
They're colluding. And it's
for no good reason.
No good reason. They're colluding. Let's get together and let's make sure that all of our prices are going up at the same rate. We don't want somebody to have a 2-bedroom place for $1,400. It's affordable. Let's make it $2,500, but that's for a 1-bedroom.
Right.
We're all on the same page?
Exactly.
And they say, well, it's the website. It's the webs, the algorithms. You guys are all talking to each other. Shut up. Shut up. Don't need that crap. Somebody said, Sally said, Davison County tax assessor overvalued my house by $36,000. I sent an appraisal in the very next week saying my house is overvalued by $36,000. My appeal was denied. Freddie is an a-hole. The whole thing with, we want services, right? Like, we all want services. We want to make sure the roads, we could have done pot for potholes, but whatever. But we want to make sure the roads are good. We want to make sure that we have fire department. We want to make sure we have good schools. We want all of those things. At the same time, nobody ever wants to pay taxes. But at some point in time, you have to ask yourself, what's the difference of being a partner with the city as opposed to, hey, you're now an ATM machine?
Well, and there's something kind of extra heinous about property taxes, though, because you end up you pay rent on what you own after you've paid it off.
Yeah, which is also a business. It's like you buy a car. You still have to register it even if you own it and pay taxes on like license and all this. And it's like, I own it. Like, you don't go out today and buy a hamburger and then go back tomorrow and go, oh, I got to pay my tax on my hamburger I bought yesterday. It's just such a weird thing. But look, there's a certain amount of taxes. I think everybody's willing to go, okay, yeah, it's the overtaxation and the randomness of this area has gone up by 57% and this area over here went up by 5%. How did that happen? I don't know. It's kind of like the with the medical billing. You get a thing and it's like, I owe $53,000 for my appendix. You call them up and go, I'm not paying that. They're like, well, can you pay? $1. Okay.
All right.
Oh, what happened to the $49,000 in between? It just seems very random. If you're honest and up forward and you talk to people about this and you say, that there's not, people want transparency. People are willing to stick with you in this situation, but you got to have transparency. And if you're going to look at everybody and go, you want nice roads, you want buses, nobody's screaming for buses, for God's sakes.
Not here.
You could take that money that you're going to spend on your choo-choo train and buses and buy everybody a car, and they would be thrilled. They would be thrilled. The Democrats love to force people onto mass transit, and in some cities it works.
Yeah, like in cities like Chicago, you got to have it.
Yeah, New York.
Absolutely. Major cities.
My buddy Jimmy lives in New York, and he goes, I haven't driven a car in years. I don't need it. I don't need it. I walk, and then I hop on a subway, and away I go, and I get right off, and I'm there.
And if you need an Uber or a cab, those are available too.
Yeah, exactly. They're all available, and because why? Because everything is concentrated in an area. They've built up and they built underneath. We aren't that way. Many states, especially in the South and in the West Coast and through the Midwest, it's East Coast that's able to do that. We spread out, and because we spread out, well, you need a car. Go put directions in from like Franklin to Bridgestone, right? Just pick some place in Franklin. See how long it would take you to get there in a bus.
And how many stops you would have to make.
408 stops, right? You're probably going to get robbed. May get married. You don't know. Oh, lordy. White Girl Wednesday. Excuse me, wrong. White Woman Wednesday. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. We've got some White Woman Wednesday coming up. Our one-hit wonders as well. Reach out to us across all of our social media. We do love hearing from each and every one of you. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Bulwark Capital. Tomorrow, 5:30 our time, my buddy, Zach Abraham, Chief Investment Officer at Bulwark, is doing his review preview webinar. And you can sign up by going to knowyourriskpodcast.com. I will tell you this right now. They have done so ridiculously well over 30-some% over what the market has done. this year because not only do it globally, but they do stuff that others, my buddy always tells me, he's the chief investment officer over there. He's like, look, I'm not afraid to short things that are very popular amongst people because my goal is to make money for my clients. And I love that. So they're going to talk about AI, the impact of AI, is there bubble coming, how they do what they do at Bulwark. It's free. It's a webinar. It takes a couple, maybe 30 minutes or so. You can ask any question. They're going to show you what they're all about. I highly recommend it. If you're looking around going, okay, what can I get out of this? They build stuff specifically for you and where you want to go with your investments and your retirement, not a cookie cutter solution. So sign up today. The review preview webinar tomorrow at 5:30 our time. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trick Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 25338. All right, guys, let me tell you about the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley, going to take care of you right now. They got an amazing deal. $12 right now. Comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed. They're going to explain diagnosis and your first treatment. If you got an MRI and you want to bring it, absolutely do that. Write this down, painisbad.com or 615-246-5009. When you've gone elsewhere and you're going to say, oh, I've tried all these things. No, you haven't tried Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Ashley. Not only do they have the most comprehensive the machinery, it's the best way to describe it. The stuff they have, the technology is very much like they got it from space, but their knowledge is incredible. So whether it is, issues with your sciatica or you've got back and neck pain, bulging and slip disc, they will show you there's a better way. No surgery, no spinal injections, no painkillers. Call them today. Find out what they can do for you. I swear by them. It's the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Go to painisbad.com or call 615-246-5009, 246-5009.
Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Justice Department has new information regarding the Epstein files. And here in Middle Tennessee, Metro Nashville Council approves another school safety measure. That's coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, are they? What's that going to cost America? America! We got some of your text messages. We are going to do some of those coming up in a little bit. We had a one-hit wonder Wednesday, but it is Wednesday, and because of that, we have white women. Her name is Kylie. She went where?
She had a scholarship to white, but she went to Brown instead.
Brown, he says. Guess what? The internet hates women.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and I think I just figured out why so many young boys are being radicalized. Just conducted a social experiment where I literally signed out on my YouTube profile so there was zero trace of any of my previous history, went in a private browser and searched YouTube. I typed in feminism, and the first 4 videos that came up were anti-feminist, including a famous Red Pill podcast. It was the first or second search item that popped up. Even if young men go in innocently trying to learn about feminism, they are immediately exposed to anti-feminist, misogynistic content. I also looked up debate with women, and instead of something coming up related to politics, like with AOC or Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris even, Red Pill content came up immediately, like man dominates woman, Candace Owens versus 20 feminists. Immediate anti-feminist content that is designed to demean, dehumanize, and humiliate women. I am so concerned at this point as a teacher because of the amount of people I've had come in say in my classroom, like your body, my choice, and a lot of other boys being incredibly misogynistic to their classmates and belittling women. At this point, I think we need to pass legislation about mandatory algorithmic changes because these boys are being taught to hate women without even meaning to.
More government. More government.
Did she say she's a teacher?
Yeah. She's a substitute, though, because every time I see her, it's like, well, I haven't worked this week. Yeah, she's a teacher. People come in all the time. Last week, everybody was in my classroom. Well, just my classroom was all deported. It was like it's whatever the worst is.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she is like, she's at the center of everything misogynistic, racist.
Because you look for it. I read when I was out in Arizona at my station out there, they have interns. And they, Bonneville, they're an amazing company and they do it right. The interns get paid. But we wouldn't have any on our show. And the reason was because they're a pain in the ass. Some of these younger generations, they were a huge pain in the ass. The ones that we had to vet them in a way where they had to work there for a little while and we had to get to know them. I held the door open one day for them. And she went off on me.
Wow.
Because like, what, do you think I couldn't do it myself? I'm like, well, I held it open for the 3 other people before you. That's what I was taught. It's that kind of, if you're looking to be angry, it's there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It is. Just go on the internet. And by the way, she's like, the internet's mean. Have you been on the internet? The internet is nothing but hate. Like it's rage bait.
She should come see our YouTube chat.
Oh, yeah, totally. Everybody's all, she's a teacher? Oh, God, she's a teacher. Settle down. She's a substitute teacher. Yeah. Right. They're not even sure. They're like, well, maybe we'll have you, but like just once in a great while. Once in a great, she's the Forrest Gump of feminism. Then I met them, and there was this, and this happened to me here. I can't believe it. That's what happened. So, yeah, everything bad that could ever happen to somebody happens to her.
Yes, it does.
Right? She meets a person of color, a BIPOC. They happen to be the only racist black person in America.
The only one.
And they only hate other black people.
Right. Nobody else.
Nobody else. Because why? Because they have light skin. And for those of you guys who don't know, Africa, I'm talking about some racism. Albinos, they will come for you for all kinds of things. First of all, you could be a witch or you're cursed. The darker your skin, the worse. I mean, it's and same thing with it's funny. They always talk about Latinos. There's so many of them, right? They don't like each other. Like you're from Honduras, their nationalistic pride comes in. Everybody's got some bias, but it's so overblown. It's so, except for the albinos. I do really feel sorry. Like you go and read some of the stories.
Man.
Like there was one albino. We chased him, and now our village isn't cursed.
Terrible.
I don't think it was that guy who cursed your village. Oh my Lord! Coming up, One Hit Wonder Wednesday. I'm excited for that little one hit wonder. Also, are you getting a $2,000 check right before the election? You might, but you're not. But you might, but you probably won't.
We'll see.
It's going to be great. I'm going to put my face on it that says, get out and vote. It's the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Well, the Epstein files bill now waiting for President Trump's signature following passage in both the House and Senate. Today, Attorney General Pam Bondi said the Justice Department has new information regarding those files, but she did not say what the new information is. Meanwhile, Senate Majority Leader John Thune was asked if he believes the Department of Justice will release the files.
I trust the judgment of the Justice Department to ensure that whatever files they release protect the victims, clearly. And I think there are other items, perhaps materials that were acquired through grand jury trials that perhaps they will have to make some decisions about.
Right now, Nashville Public Schools has only 9 SROs for elementary schools. But Channel 4's Joylyn Bukovac says that could change after Metro Council voted last night to allow Metro Police to apply for a state grant.
The resolution approved Tuesday night gives the department access to a state program that gives up to $75,000 per school. Now, that's enough to pay for a full-time SRO, something parents have been pleading for since the Covenant School shooting.
Private schools can apply for this grant, too, through the State Department of Education. And the Justice Department's case against former FBI Director James Comey now under intense scrutiny by a federal judge in Virginia who's weighing Comey's request that the charges be dropped. At a hearing today, the prosecutor admitted she submitted a grand jury indictment that most members of the panel didn't even see. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
In a stunning admission in open court, acting U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan told the judge that the full grand jury never saw the 2-count indictment that charges James Comey with lying to Congress. Instead, she said the grand jurors saw a 3-count draft, which included one charge the panel voted to reject. Halligan said that document was revised and then signed by the foreperson. She said one other grand juror saw it, but her revelation that it wasn't seen by all 23 of them sparked happy murmurs among Comey's supporters in court.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Stay in the 60s tomorrow. Friday, we should be back near 70 with a few more showers and thunderstorms in the morning that could linger into the afternoon.
Beacon Capital Management would like to talk to you about all things. You know, we talk about investments. What about the other things, right? Like taxes. Perfect example. The One Big Beautiful Bill, very big, has a lot of stuff in it that you could take advantage of, especially if you're over 65, right? So you can get additional senior deduction up to $6,000. Now, there's a phase out with all of these things. There's some sort of phase out, whether it's the car loan interest deduction. So you got to make sure you know what's going on, but don't miss the opportunity to take advantage of them while they're there. Maybe you need to think about long-term care, which is, you know, as you get older, you start to think, well, I'm here at retirement, but there are other things just in case. Estate planning is another one of those things. Things that they can help you with over at Beacon that maybe you're just not thinking about. Whether it's one of these things or all of these things, call Beacon today. Get a free personalized financial consultation. Visit beaconcm.com. That's beaconcm.com. Or call them at 615-488-9303. 615-488-9303. This is a paid placement. All right, guys, let's talk about Relief Factor. Now, I'm working out more, feeling better. And part of getting fit in life is being able to work through the aches and pains of, lifting weights and doing stuff like that, especially as you get older. I mean, we got aches and pains just taking a nap, for God's sakes. This is where Relief Factor comes in. 100% drug-free, research-based formulas designed to support your body's natural inflammatory response. So we're talking about general muscle aches and pains, from everything from physical exertion to working out to just overdoing yourself, or who knows, maybe even taking a nap. This stuff is amazing. My wife and I absolutely swear by this. You can take it every single day. It's not addictive, and you will feel amazing. You'll feel a difference in your body, and I love that. So this is what I want to do. Try a 3-week quick start. It's $19.95. Less than a cup of coffee a day. You will experience a difference for yourself. So you go to ReliefFactor.com. It's ReliefFactor.com, and discover a natural way, and it is to support your body's comfort, right, which is great. Get yourself moving, feeling your best every day, or call 1-800-4RELIEF. 800, the number 4RELIEF, and tell them Chad sent you. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, broadcasting live. It's our annual Nashville Rescue Mission, More Than a Meal Radiothon. It's Monday, brought to you by our friends at Mark Spain Real Estate. So 5 a.m. to 7 p.m., we're going to be there. We're going to be crossing over on everybody's shows. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. And we're doing this because, you know what? You guys are amazing, and people need help. And it's a great way for you to help. And we're going to try to break our record, all right? So 55,000 meals in 14 hours. Dan, going to be there. Absolutely. Chris, 100%. Chad Benson, I know that guy. I heard he's going to be there. And, of course, Madman Murphy will be there as well. Participate. Find out what you can do. And thanks to Busy Bee and Mark Spain and Beacon and all these incredible companies that have come together to help, and you. Go to 997WTN.com or the NashvilleRescueMission.org. Find out how you can participate with us on Monday. It is that time of the week where we talk about amazing music. Music, you say? Yes, Chad. One Hit Wonder Wednesday. This is where we listen to amazing songs and we talk about their incredible, song, the structure, how it was built, who did it, who the hell are some of these people. That song was big, but then it disappeared, and many of them also went by the wayside. It's One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
Now it's time for another edition of One Hit Wonder Wednesday. You may not remember the name of the band, but you definitely know the song. This is One Hit Wonder Wednesday.
All right, One Hit Wonder Wednesday. So we break down fun songs. Each one of us pick one. We're going to start with Belle this time. Belle, what you got for us?
The duo of Buckner and Garcia, who were session musicians in Atlanta, and saw people they were at lunch one time together and saw people fawning over a video game machine, and tried it out and decided to write a song about it.
Pac-Man fever. Driving me crazy.
Song went all the way to number 9.
I just want to let you guys know, we turned that into a hit in America. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Pac-Man fever.
I love the lyrics.
Driving you crazy.
Going out of my mind.
Oh, my Lord. They are hilarious. I've looked up some of the other stuff they've done. E.T., I Love You. They were that was going to be, was it going to be on the E.T. thing? It was called I Love You, but they delayed it. Instead, they went with Neil Diamond's Heartlight. Oh, poor guys.
Listen, here's the first lines in Pac-Man Fever. I got a pocket full of quarters and I'm headed to the arcade. I don't have a lot of money, but I'm bringing everything I made. I've got a callus on my finger and my shoulder's hurting too. I'm going to eat them all up just as soon as they turn blue.
If you know, you know.
That's
if
right.
you know, you No.
That's awesome.
Under the pseudonym Jerry Martin, Jerry Buckner wrote a song titled Letter to Saddam Hussein in 91. It charted 71 in the hot country charts. Letter to Saddam. That is hilarious. Pac-Man Fever. What was the other one? Do the Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that was the second single released from the record, and it peaked at 103.
Okay, are you ready for their other ones?
Yeah.
Froggy Lament, Ode to a Centipede, Do the Donkey Kong, Hyperspace, The Defender, Mousetrap, and Going Berserk.
No Centipede?
I think he said Ode to the Centipede.
Ode to the Centipede. Look at that. That is spectacular.
Galaga. They need one for Galaga.
Galaga.
Got to come back, guys.
Got to do it.
I forgot about Berserk. That's the one where the robots like shot you with their eyes.
Exactly. Those things were awesome.
I forgot about that.
Pac-Man Fever. In 2009, VH1's Top 100 Greatest One-Hit Wonders of the 80s, they were number 98 with Pac-Man Fever. Congratulations, guys.
Way to go, boys.
Way to go. All right, on to you, Mr. Ken.
All right, boys, we're going back to 1978, a little disco ballad.
In the words of a broken heart, it's just emotion that's taking me.
No, that's not the Bee Gees. Well, it is, but it's Samantha Sang, who is widely considered a one-hit wonder. Her 1978 single Emotion, written by Barry and Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees, was her only major hit. It reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, ranking as one of the top songs of 1978. So as you can hear there, Barry is providing the harmony and the background vocals in falsetto, giving it the Bee Gees-like sound. I mean, it sounds completely Bee Gees to me.
Is she even on it?
Yeah, she is on it, but you don't hear her.
No, because of them.
Yeah. They actually wanted to put this on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, but it wasn't used. They later featured it in the 1978 film The Stud, starring Joan Collins.
Her name is actually Cheryl Lau Sang.
Ah, okay. So Sang is in there.
Yeah. She is the great-great-granddaughter of a Chinese herbalist and surgeon.
Well, I'll be.
So.
Oh, there she is.
There she
It's like, I mean, it might as well be a Bee Gees
That's
song.
what it is. Because all of it's them, but like this part.
In the words of a broken heart, it's just emotion that's taking me
higher and higher. Man, that right there is spectacular.
I love the Bee Gees, man.
They were pretty
Barry
awesome.
Gibb is awesome.
Have you ever seen Saturday Night Live when
Oh, yeah. Jimmy Fallon and Justin Timberlake.
when they do the Bee Gees?
Yes.
God, it is incredible. They are
is
so funny. They're just that voice, though. That's one of those things where you know exactly when they open the mic and they sing, you're like, I know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
We thought that's who it was here.
Exactly.
just emotion that's taking me over.
Everybody, people are like, when we did this in the first hour, talking about the where they were from, the Bee Gees, they were actually born in England.
Oh, really?
They were born, I think it's the Isle of Man.
Oh, okay.
And they lived there until they were like, first and second grade. Then they moved to Australia.
Okay.
So, they were like a big kids group over there. They weren't just what we saw.
They started really young.
Yeah.
But you're right. They were kids. And then their early stuff, in the 60s, it's not disco at all.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
No, that was very of the times music.
It was very, it's like the Seekers, back in that almost kind of like pop folk kind of stuff. They were Hanson, but then they had a career. Although, you know what? You ever watched Hanson? Those guys could play. They play, they're tight, and man, I tell you what, they sound exactly like they do. And everybody loves him because let's be honest, when Bop comes on, that song's so much fun. Bop, skinny bun. You know that the drummer's like 6 when he was doing that. Oh, goodness. My song comes to the year 1984. 1984. 3 Germans from an art school, led by Marion Gold, get together. They write this song. They put it out. It's kind of a what? It was more of a kind of a disco. They said they wanted it to be kind of like Tainted Love, from Soft Cell. It didn't do anything. It charted didn't even break in the charts in Germany. A few places it charted. Nothing happened. They released it subsequently some 40 times in different ways, shape, and form. But there was one version that a guy inside of the studio goes, you guys need to release this version and do this. And they were like, oh, it eventually went to number 1 in several places, sold a lot of albums, but it never made it here. Barely made it in the top 100. And we don't do top 100. You got to be certified. If I couldn't listen to it on Saturday mornings, you weren't on the charts, right? Because Casey Kasem, this is Casey Kasem, didn't do the top 100.
Top 40.
He did the top 40. It's America's top 40 as compiled by Radio and Records and Billboard. But finally, just last year, because of TikTok and many other things, this band called Alphaville got their number 1 hit. And they had hits around the world. They were huge around the world. And it's a song that has been dominating the prom scene since, Napoleon Dynamite. It's called Forever Young, and I'm telling you guys, it's a love song about, no, it's not. It's about nuclear war and blowing up, because that's what a lot of the 80s was about, the Cold War. And now you're sitting there going, oh, Napoleon Dynamite. It's just so awesome. That is just, and the song is awesome, but it's about nuclear war because it was the Cold War. They're German. They're right next to it. And their whole thought process was, look, let's just get it over with. Either blow us up or let us live forever. But the anticipation is killing us. And this is when Germany was still split right in half. And, like you did Modern English, I'll Melt With You. That was also a love song, but it's not. It's actually about the end of the world because of nuclear war. So everybody's like, this is one of my favorites. Yeah, it's one of those songs where I love this song. This is about love. It's not. It's about people dropping bombs on each other. Oh, the 80s were a different time, kids. That was a real thing. That was absolutely a real thing. And it's funny because explaining it to kids nowadays what the Cold War was like, it's a tail end of Vietnam. You had had the Korea War before that. You'd had obviously World War II, but the Cold War was mutual assured destruction by 2 groups of people that were mysterious to each other. It was not, we're going to fight you on the battlefield and we'll see what happens. No, it was mutually assured destruction. Oh, the day after. Yeah, that was back when, as I tried to explain to my kids, before we Netflixed and chilled, we had because it was a 3-day event, right? It was those miniseries.
I thought it was a movie of the week.
So I think it was the miniseries. It was Jason Robards, I know, was in it, right? So they tried to do it again. Didn't they try to revamp it?
Yes.
Like they tried to revamp everything.
Footloose.
What was the other? What was the one where they were the Wolverines?
Oh.
Yeah, Red Dawn. There's another one of those things. For us, back in the 80s, Russia was that. Like, we thought they were going to invade us. Little did we know they had no food or want.
That was very much an of the times movie, which is also why the remake tanked.
Yeah,
because the original had the benefit of the atmosphere of society at the time.
Yes, absolutely. No, they didn't have Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze, who was at that time 43, but in every movie where he represented either a 18-year-old or a 21-year-old. Oh, my Lord. Crazy. God, The Day After was incredible. Joe Beth Williams, Steve Guttenberg, John Lithgow, Amy Madigan. And, yeah. Now, get ready for this. And here's something you'll never see again. 100 million people, 39 million households watched the film when it aired November 20th. 46% rating, 62% share. 62% of people watching television watched that. That was
makes you
crazy.
feel a little sad for what it was up against that nobody even remembers.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting? 1987, the Soviets, when they were going through the Intermediate Range Nuclear Force Treaty during the negotiations, they played it on state television to show, look, they think we are going to do this. We think they're going to do that kind of thing when things started to go sideways. What? All right, coming up, the Welcome Mat. I saw him wandering around here. He's going to be in here straight as we wrap up the show on this Wednesday. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he's got a magic jacket on today. Magic Matt's in the house. I like your jacket, dude.
Thank you. This is a Birdwell. You know Birdwell out in California? Great backstory for this company. I bought this jacket several years ago before I could fit into it, and it was one of those motivational jackets. Right now I can fit into it, but this is it's made out of parachute material.
Nice.
So the company started because this woman's kids were wanting to surf, and they lived out in California, and none of the shorts that they bought were good enough for her, so she used parachute material to make surfing shorts. And now they still sell surfing
awesome.
shorts and jackets.
I like it. Very cool.
Made in the USA.
Made in the USA.
Well, California, which is kind of
yeah. It's still the USA.
Yeah, sure.
You guys forget there are more Republicans in California than anywhere else in the country. It's just the fact that there's more everything
a lot of people.
else.
And all of them want to split. Well, all the ones in the north, don't they want to split it?
Yeah, they want to split. Since I was a kid, they've talked about breaking California up, because the north is more conservative.
Right.
Even the Democrat outside of Berkeley, even the Democrats are old school Democrats, Sacramento stuff. It's we were just talking about Afton and the fact that the Kamala was here, and she's like, it's more than just about people's who buy my book, vote Tuesday. We can win. I beat Medicare.
I should, I briefly considered going to the Ryman thing, and then I looked up ticket prices this about a month and a half ago. My goodness gracious. Some liberals still have money. I mean, the tickets in the lower section of the Ryman were going for like $800 a piece. $800 a piece. But you get a book.
I was going to say, do you get the free book?
You get a book, so that's nice. But these were the ones that were still available. They're pretty good seats. I imagine you could get tickets for $200 a piece or whatever, but they were not cheap, and they were full. The interesting thing is apparently Afton showed up before Kamala showed up, said hello, and then left. Kamala never mentions her name.
You know what? I think that's better for Afton.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe in the grand scheme of things, but
I mean, you don't want that on you, that whole, just the debacle that was her election campaign, who she is. Just get away. She's not, to me, I would have said, no, you don't have to come out. You want to sell books, that's fine. But I
mean, she was already slated to be at the Ryman.
Yeah.
And these events, I don't know that, a lot of the national news media, they're saying, oh, she was campaigning for or campaigning even with Afton Bain. I never saw them together.
I never did either.
And I never saw Kamala Harris mention her name.
No.
So, I don't know. She was saying go out to vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go out to vote
Go out to vote for the
person. With the thing. Just do it. Who wants a book?
That's exactly right, Weaver. Don't let people take your power.
I will never do that. Ladies and gentlemen, he's straight ahead. Matt, you guys have a good one. We'll do it again tomorrow. Okay.